Hi there, students. In this video I wanted to look at the phrase to call time on something. I think notice that this is probably very different if somebody British is using it or somebody American. Well, first of all, British pubs in the past they had to close at 10:30 or 11 o'clock and the landlord would call time. So to call time is to announce the closing of a pub for the day. So the landlord would ring a bell and call time. If you call time on something, you say time is over, it's finished. So to end something. I've been thinking about calling time on publishing links of all my videos to Twitter and Facebook, because it doesn't seem to be very something that gives a lot back. So to call time, the company has decided that it's going to call time on this product that it has produced for over 40 years. Okay, so to call time on something, to say it's finished, that you're not going to do it again, that's the end of it. Now notice, I think if an American calls time, they're calling a time out. To call time, a time out, and that's not the British idea, that's an American idea. So to call a break, so let's call, if an American says I want to call time, then he's talking about a time out, and that's a different thing. For me as a Brit, if you call time on something, you say that it's finished. You're not going to do it anymore. So it's time for British business to call time on various outdated, old-fashioned practices. Now notice, in the theatre and in the performing arts, the call time is the time that the participants have to arrive. So if you have a play and the play starts at 2 o'clock, then maybe the call time for stage crew is 11 o'clock. The call time for musicians is 12, and the call time for actors is 12:30. Okay, so the time where they've got to be ready to start work for a performance event, that would be the call time as well. But okay, to call time on something, to end it. He's called time on his career in politics. But maybe it's too soon to call time on these rites of spring. The banks have called time on this free offer which was costing them lots of money. So as an American, to call time, to ask for or to grant a time out, a break, whereas for me as a Brit, to call time on something, to finish it, to stop doing it. So call time on this affair before someone else does. Okay, so to call time on something. Call a time out, American pause, but call time, stop completely. So this scheme they've called time on this scheme because it really wasn't working very well. Okay, so to call time on something, to terminate it. I'm going to call time on this exam. Yes, very often you're taking an exam, the invigilator calls time. He says that's the end of it, to call time, whereas Americans, to call time, to call a time out. So formality, to call time on something, I think I'm going to give it a 4.5 in formality. Use in a semi-formal conversation, use informally as well. So to call time on something.